Hello, podcast listeners. We know podcasts are a great way to catch up on a program that you may have missed on KSJE, and it's provided as a free service of this radio station. But you know, KSJE is now listener-supported, and so while you enjoy this podcast, we hope that you'll also take some time to join KSJE. Become a member today. It's quite easy to do. Just go to our website at ksje.com/support and pick the level of support that best matches your budget. Thanks again for listening. Here's your podcast. 11 minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Tuesday morning. It is also the 18th day of February 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Scott Michlin. Thanks for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM over the air here in San Juan County, New Mexico. In Durango, Colorado, you're listening to us at 103.3 FM. And if you're anywhere else on the planet, you've gone to our website to listen, which is ksje.com. Welcome also to our viewers who are joining us this morning. The video of this program is streaming out live to the KSJE Facebook page and also to our YouTube channel. So welcome aboard, everyone. I'm glad that you are with us this morning because we are getting an update for the month of February from the Aztec School District, so stay tuned for that. Coming up in the next few moments right here on KSJE this morning. Then later on this morning, we'll be checking in with Amber Francisco at the Farmington Regional Animal Shelter. We'll be talking about some of the pets available for adoption this week, including that dog you see on the screen right there called Soundwave. We'll learn more about him coming up today at 8:50 a.m. on KSJE. Next hour, of course, Mick Hess will take over the studio, our Roving with the Arts classical music program beginning at 9:06. Don't forget, you can also connect with us on X and Instagram in addition to Facebook and YouTube. And if you're a podcast person, we invite you to subscribe for free to KSJE Podcasts. They're available wherever you listen to podcasts, and maybe check out a new local program that you may have missed recently. Outside our studios here at San Juan College, it is a mostly cloudy Tuesday morning, 36 degrees at the moment. We're expecting, though, some increasing sunshine throughout the day today with a high of 47. Clear skies tonight with a low of 26, and partly sunny skies tomorrow with a high again of 47 on Wednesday, partly sunny 52 on Thursday, 51 on Friday, sunshine for the weekend with highs in the mid to upper 50s. I'll be back with my guests from Aztec Schools right after this on KSJE. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center. The most important ingredients to sustaining health and wellness are the resources and tools that help you live a vibrant and healthy life. At San Juan Regional Medical Center, the goal is to promote health by making sure those resources are available. Find the path to the best life at lifebetterhere.com. San Juan Regional Medical Center. Better is our mission, improving lives through personalized health and care.
Life is all about getting from one place to another, from home to work, between school and the store. But what if you don't know exactly how to get there? That's where the Navigation Center can help. Maybe you've lost vital documents, need help with housing, or can't find a medical provider. Located inside Presbyterian Medical Services at 1001 West Broadway, the Navigation Center can help you navigate life's challenges. The San Juan County Navigation Center, connecting to resources, empowering lives.
Back in Studio A with me this morning, as I mentioned, my guests from Aztec Schools. Welcome back to the KSJE microphones. Lauren Law, Superintendent of Schools for Aztec. Good morning. Welcome back.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you here. And you brought a special guest with you who we'll get to in just a moment. We'll let her catch your breath a little bit,
yes,
right? So,
yes,
but it's great to have you here to talk about things going on in Aztec Schools. And we'll start with some, I guess, celebrations, right? Yes. Some positive things, right?
Yes, we'll start with some good things.
Yeah.
So one is we finished all of our middle of year assessments, and we saw growth in all of our grade levels except for one in reading. So overall, we are seeing great growth and are very proud of our students and our teachers for that.
Okay. That one grade level, though, I hate to dwell on the name, but I'm in the media, right? So, but the one grade level that's a little struggling, is it going to be some extra resources or help for them too between now and June?
We're working with the principal to see if they can pinpoint what they think is going on. They'll dive into their data and figure out how we can definitely provide support. So. Okay. All right.
Sorry to have to ask the question, but all right.
That's all right. On the sports side of things, our wrestling did extremely well this past weekend, and we have 12 12 boys that qualified to go to state. 7 of our 8 girls qualified to go to state. So they will go to the state tournament this coming weekend in Albuquerque, or Rio Rancho, I guess.
Right. Okay. Congratulations. Very good.
Yes.
Aztec and wrestling seems to go together. I've heard that before about, Aztec wrestlers going to state.
It does.
Yeah,
Yes. We have a great program. Coach Stout really does a great job, and I got to go see it this past weekend, and I have a lot to learn about wrestling, but it was very entertaining, and they do a tremendous job.
Great
so.
respect for all those athletes on the
Yes.
mats, that's for sure,
Yes,
right? So
definitely.
good. Well, congrats to them, and
Yes.
good luck at the state. So
Yes.
there you go.
And then lastly, our student council went to their leadership conference or tournament. I don't know the proper terminology for that. But they won platinum, which is the 20th year in a row. Miss Anna Strauss thought.
Wow.
So they did a tremendous job. So very, very proud of that group.
Very good. And that is a lot of maybe taking a position and defending it. Is it a little bit kind of like that, or talking a little bit about policy and things like that as well with other student councils?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
So
good for them.
Yes.
Well, 20th,
Yeah,
20th,
great.
that's a long time.
it's a long time.
So
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
good. Well, congrats to that. It's exciting. And I know you like to celebrate those positive things when they happen for your staff and students at Aztec Schools, which is great to get the word out so
Yes.
the community knows about it as well. So thanks for sharing that with us this morning. What are some of the other things that are going on? You're watching the happenings in Santa Fe, I know, and there are some bills that are coming up and being discussed and maybe heading to committee.
Yes, there's a couple in particular that we're watching, and one is the anti-distraction policy.
Okay.
So all about cell phones and student devices, personal devices. So really it's looking at whether or not we need a policy surrounding that for students. There's some districts that are currently there's like these pockets, these devices.
Little pouches, things,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes, where students they come in, they put their device in a pouch and it's locked for the day. And then they have certain spots across campus where they can be unlocked or certain times. So I don't know that will happen for us, but definitely we'll see what comes of it and see how we can balance cell phones.
Yeah, it seems to be. I mean, I can understand the thinking behind it, but also it seems well-meaning. But I know there's a lot of parents that like to be able to reach their child if there's an emergency or what have you, and
Right.
so not having that phone readily available might be a little bit of a nervous thing for a parent.
Yes, I think so. And I think, you see emergency situations where parents immediately will text their child to make sure they're okay, and causes alarm, I guess, if they're not able to get to their phone. Another thing is students have watches. They can text on their watch. And so there's all kinds of ways that
Go figure.
we might address
Okay.
one thing, but then something else may come of it. So
Right. And this would be a statewide policy. Right now, I guess it's left up to the districts, is it not, of how you all want to deal with this distractions, whether electronic
Yes.
or otherwise in the classroom?
Yes, it's currently up to the district. We, in Aztec, have just a policy in our handbook that is basically, please stay off your device. It's not extremely strict. I know some teachers probably wish it was stricter. So we try and balance it, and I think it comes down to students that are engaged in class typically aren't going to be on their phone anyways. So making sure that we're engaging our students and then leveraging their device too.
Using it for
Using
work,
it
I guess,
for-
or classroom work, things like that, maybe?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
And then I know I've been reviewing some policies from other districts in the state. Down south, there's an REC that they all adopted the same policy. So I was reviewing their policy, and they went to the pouches. And so one of the superintendents said, I wouldn't do that this year if I were you, as a newbie. So,
Aha. Okay.
so that's not
Right.
something that I was intending to do, in
Right.
August. But
Gotcha.
we'll see what happens.
But you're studying it, you're looking at it, and of course we'll see what the state does.
Yes.
I guess that's
yes.
the other thing too. So, okay.
Yes.
And cell phones, I guess, are the biggest part of this legislation, but does it deal with other stuff too about distractions in the classroom, like clothing or personal appearance and things like that, or is it mostly related to electronic devices?
Mostly related to electronics, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
got it. What else
Yep.
are you watching?
The other thing is there's one on school math changes, and this one we've been heavily focused on math this year. We've been working with New Mexico State University with a program called MC Squared, and it's been amazing for our math instruction. So we've brought in gosh, it seems like once a month we bring in coaches for our K through 12 teachers, and they get in classroom coaching along with professional development. So this would go along with that, but it might change the route of what we're using. So it looks at instructional materials very closely, and making sure that we're using, something that's approved, all of those things by the state. And then it looks at professional learning opportunities, so something we're currently doing. The big change would be it looks at math interventions, and in particular it talks about personnel. So if we had to add math interventionists, it would be fantastic. The concern is ensuring that there's funding for that.
Right.
So that would be a biggie.
Sure. And how many would is it at the high school level or at all schools you'd have one of these folks, or what is it saying?
It would be all schools, is my understanding. We currently have one math interventionist for our K-5 schools. If we looked at adding maybe another one for secondary, that might be doable. But yeah, we're unclear. It talks about having this person that they're able to do math screeners and then really dive into interventions for kids. So
Got you.
We would love to have one at each site.
Right.
But I don't know that that's realistic.
Sure. And I guess the idea would be it's great to have these things. How do you pay for it? And sometimes legislation gets passed with dollars attached to it, which is great. And other times it gets passed and says, you school districts, you figure it out.
Right.
And that's what you're a little concerned about in watching, I guess.
Yes, we had a superintendent meeting, I believe, last week, and the secretary was on, and she did talk about how, it will be funded, but you're just not sure what that looks like.
Sure. So wait and see.
So, yes.
And anything else that you're watching, I guess, from Santa Fe? Or these are the two main things, it sounds like to me.
Those are the main things, yes. I look every day and just kind of see what's happening, but those are the big ones that seem to be the talking points right now.
Got you. Have you been? I'm sure you've been to Santa Fe since the legislature started.
I have not.
Not
No.
yet? Oh
No.
my goodness! You're probably one of the few, I would think.
I probably
right?
am. Yes.
Are you planning to go at some point? Do you think?
I would like to. We'll see. Our worlds are so busy, and I feel like finally settling in. But
Right.
yeah.
There's that old story about you don't want to see how the sausage is made, so maybe that's a good thing you're not there. I don't know, right?
Yeah.
But you're keeping an eye on things, which is important.
Yes,
And so
yes.
so that's a good thing. And I would think for parents and others that have students in the Aztec School District, things like maybe helping students with their math skills is got to be a good thing, right?
Yeah, it's a great thing. And like I said, we've been very focused on it this year. So we have seen growth, and I think that's definitely needed. Our math scores have not been the best over the last 3 years or so. So to finally see it start trending in a upward manner is fantastic. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
And as we compare ourselves to other states, there's always that as well. And so I know folks would like to see New Mexico perform better when they're ranked against other states too, and that's got to be part of this conversation, is it not?
Always, I think that comparison or that, I don't know, that drive to not be last. You always hear New Mexico's last in education or things like that. But we're doing great things, and so I think celebrating those and keeping the bar high is always something we want to do.
Sure. And I know for you and your teachers and students, there are unique challenges, I think, in our state, which kind of works against those rankings and trying to move us out of that spot in some cases. And that's some of the challenges, I think, that you all face too, correct?
Always. I think even in our area, we see students moving a lot. I think we're down still about 100 students, which is where we've been the past couple of months. But when you have students moving in and out, and it's hard to kind of maintain when they're moving within our county, it's one thing, but then moving state to state, it's a whole nother issue. So just trying to stay on top of that. And
that lack of stability, I guess, for a
Right.
student may be difficult, right? To stay concentrated on their schoolwork.
yes.
So that's part
Very
of it
well
as
could
well. Got it. Gotcha. My guest this morning, Lauren Laws, is here. She is the superintendent of schools with the Aztec School District, and you brought a special guest with you this month, so let's introduce her. This is the new Public Information Officer for Aztec School District. Haylay Lewis is here this morning. And good morning. Thank you for being here, and
Thank you
welcome.
for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Congratulations.
Thank
You
you.
are, I think, the first,
Yes.
in my memory,
Yes, I
PIO for Aztec Schools.
Yes.
And so, Superintendent Laws, you were talking about adding this position with me, a few months ago, and now it's happened. And so this is one of your goals, I think, to try to get the word out about the things that Aztec is doing, and let the families of Aztec students know what's going on in the district, and taxpayers in Aztec know what's going on in the district?
Absolutely. It's been vital. I think one of the things that I hold Aztec near and dear to my heart, I absolutely love it. And I see all the good that's happening, and we just have not been able to get the word out quick enough usually, or, even about events, just anything, celebrations, that kind of thing. So public information officer has been top of my list, and she's been tremendous since she's been here. So already, if you follow us on social media, you see a major change since the day she started. So I feel very blessed to have her, and we're very thankful.
Very good. And this is your third week on the job?
I believe this is starting my third week. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
how's it going?
it's going great. I'm new to the area. I came to New Mexico specifically for this job. And so obviously I got lost this morning.
You're here. You've been here. You've been sitting here calmly chatting with us for the last 45 minutes.
And so I am learning Aztec, but I did come from a small community as well. And so I understand the importance for transparency and the importance for knowing what's going on in your community. And there is nothing more important to a parent than knowing what's going on in their school. And I come from municipal government, but I understand that it is so important for transparency. It's so important to know what's going on, taxpayers to know what is going on with their tax dollars, also events. And I was telling someone that my job as a public information officer is to share so much good that's going on in Aztec schools, that when there is something that's not so positive, that it's basically not even a speed bump. We just are able to get over it so quickly because there's so much good going on. And the community knows about so much good. So like Lauren said, the social media has been kind of what I've been focusing on right now, because it's the easiest to basically kind of focus on. And we had a lot of Facebook pages, and now we're putting all those into one. So we just have our one Aztec Schools Facebook page and Instagram that we're putting all the information on. So there's just one page that parents, community, students can go to learn about everything that's going on. And then we're also focusing on our website, is making sure that all of the information is up to date, that all the events are up to date, that basically you can go to that page and see everything that's going on with Aztec Schools.
Great. And website can be a beast in and of itself to try to make sure that all those pages are updated and links are working and things like that. So that's a big job. And so good luck with that is all I'm going to say. But you did some of this in your previous position then too, correct? You were doing some marketing and things like that as well, right?
Yeah, in municipal government, which it's a little different than schools. It's still, my entire career has been focused on what I say is focused on trying to make the place where I'm living better. So it is kind of the same but different. But yes, it's kind of what I did in my past job as well.
Right. Gotcha. Very good. And you mentioned talking about a lot of the positive things, of course, and then if something not so positive were to happen, it's not the fact that you would shy away from that, is it? But you would still, I guess, try to be as transparent as you can. I know sometimes legally you cannot comment on some things that were to happen, but you feel that you'd still address some of those things if you're able to?
Yes. Yeah. I think making sure that we're still sharing the information that happens if something negative happens, still share that information. I think education is also really important. I think sometimes people feel like they don't understand why we share certain information, and I think educating parents, community members on why we share information or why we share the information we share in the way we share it is also important. And I think that making sure that is done in the correct way is incredibly important, and that is done well.
Sure. And I guess, too, the other side of that is true as well, why maybe you can't share certain information, right? And
student privacy,
right.
Making sure that parents feel like their students are being protected. You don't want something to happen to your student at school and then it's all over social media. I mean, that as a not as a parent, but as someone, you wouldn't want that to happen to your child. That wouldn't make you feel safe. So we want to make sure, and we're sharing that kind of education. I've always found that education is really important on the public relations standpoint, because sometimes people don't understand why you do things the way you do it.
Right. Understood. Superintendent Laws, I want to come back to you and ask you a bit about this new position, and I guess maybe developing some policies and things like that going forward. Is that something that you've asked Haylay to work on with you or with others in the district?
Poor thing, she's just jumped on in with me. So we are. So for example, we just adopted a new policy in our district, which is the Hall of Honor, and it's something that was started, I think 11 years ago by Mr. Kirk Carpenter and Coach Herb Stenson. And so it's something that I felt like was really important and didn't want to go away. So regardless of who's sitting in the superintendent role, I wanted it to be something that could carry on. So we finally got it into policy, how that works. I think it took us most of the year so far. And then Haylay was here, and I'm like, thank gosh. So I kind of handed it off to her after the committee met to help us create a new updated online application and fix the website to show what it is. And so I think it'll be a lot of that, of us just working together, and she's been vital. We've told her over and over, so sorry, we've never had your position, so we don't know what you're doing. We just know we really, really need you. And,
okay. But certainly there was a job description, and you had that all laid out, and she knows what she's getting into, so there's all that.
She does. But the first 2 weeks has been, it's made a world of difference for me, I know, and I think other cabinet members as well, of just being able to, she's just on it. She's extremely fast too. So,
that's good. Well,
there
you go. Very good. And so this Hall of Honor, talk to me a little bit about, this is like a Hall of Fame type of situation, or because I know I've heard of it before, but remind us what we're talking about.
And visit our website to check it out.
There you go. That's true.
It's basically, you can nominate someone that has graduated from Aztec Schools or has worked in Aztec Schools and just made a positive impact in the community. So we really want to celebrate those people. What happens is we look for nominees this time of year, so February, March, April, May, we'll make a decision and induct 2 people into the Hall of Honor. And then at the homecoming football game in the fall, we will celebrate those people and give them a plaque. And we would like to relocate our Hall of Honor because it's literally in a hall that doesn't really go anywhere. So we want it to be public and we want people to see it. So we're talking about that as well.
Got it. Okay, very good. But a way to celebrate folks who've helped with the district, and whether they're an alumni or employee or what have you, it sounds like, right?
Dr. Pendergrass is one that's on the Hall of Honor.
I could see that.
Yes.
Former Tiger herself,
Absolutely.
Isn't she? That's right.
She is.
Very good. Wonderful. Well, that's great. And so, Haylay, with your new position, again, as people are calling you and saying, can you do this? Can you come to my class and cover this? Can you take some pictures at this? Is that kind of how your life has been?
Yes, that's exactly how my life has been. And it's been a lot of me also going, oh, wait, I can't just take all this information. I need to create policies of how I take information, because I was the first time I was like, oh, just text it to me, no big deal. And then I thought, oh, I'm losing stuff because there's so much going on at Aztec Schools, and not just in like extracurriculars and electives and the athletics, but inside the classrooms as well. I got a couple of forwards from the principals, and they were just some of the things that the students were doing that I thought, this is such cool stuff that now I need all the teachers to send me all the stuff that they're doing. And so then I thought, I'm going to lose everything. I'm going to lose all this information. So now we're creating ways that the teachers and any of the sponsors for any of the organizations can send all their information. That way we can create great content for the website, for our social media. And we've gotten a lot of really great feedback on Facebook, and just the way that our followers and our comments and all of the visitors have just, spiked by the thousands on our social media is pretty is pretty great.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing. So
Yeah.
very good. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And you can track that, of course, and
Yes.
maybe see kind of what posts get the most reactions
Yes.
and reach out to the public
Yeah.
and kind of hear back and share some of those things. But I think Superintendent Laws and I have talked about that so many good things are happening in all of our school districts, and it's great to be able to share that. That's why you come every month to talk to me, I hope, and we can share those things to our radio audiences, but also with another more hyper-local Aztec Schools audience as well, which is great.
Yes, absolutely. One thing that I think it was Hayley's third day, and I received a text from a board member that said, I'm receiving a lot of feedback on our Facebook. Did our PIO start? And I said, yes, she did. So I think you're already seeing a difference that it can make, and we knew it was important, and now that she's here, it just justifies that we saw the need, and I think it's even better than what we could have hoped for. So yeah, very, very blessed.
Very good. Well, Haylay, congratulations
Thank you.
again. Welcome to San Juan County and
Thank
to
you.
San Juan College, because you're here today as
Yes.
well, and to Aztec Schools, of course. And so, again, for folks who were wanting to follow Aztec Schools, you have the one Facebook page now,
Yes.
right? Is it just Aztec
It's
Schools?
Aztec Schools, yes.
Okay.
Both Facebook and Instagram, Aztec Schools.
Gotcha.
Yes.
And the website is being worked on as we speak, it
Yes,
sounds
but
like
it's
to me.
it's still there and functional.
Same address, so
yes.
that hasn't changed.
Yes, correct.
Gotcha.
AztecSchools.com.
There you are. Very good. Well, good luck with
Thank you.
all those things,
Thank you.
and
Appreciate it.
and telling those great stories that are happening each and every day at Aztec Schools. Superintendent Laws, anything else to add? As we have just a couple of minutes remaining this morning, you're going to keep watching Santa Fe
Yes.
and see what's going on there, and working with your students. And now till June, it's the final push, I guess, right? Or maybe
It
spring
is.
break will be in there somewhere.
Yeah.
About a month from now.
We've been talking a lot about graduation and
Mm-hmm.
all those things that will be here in no time. So yeah,
Very good.
It'll fly by. But
Excellent. Well, thank you for coming in this morning,
Thank you
sharing
for
all those
having me.
things with us. Thank you for bringing Haylay along too.
yes, thank
And
you.
it's always great to hear about what's going on with Aztec Schools. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
My guest this morning from the Aztec School District here on KSJE. KSJE and the San Juan College Native American Center present the Student Study Tip of the Week.
Hello and good day. My name is Emin Chi, academic coach with the Native American Center, bringing you coaching tips of the week. For week 4, find a routine. Getting yourself into a study routine is one of the best ways to make sure that studying becomes part of your everyday habit. Figure out what time of day works best for you and make a real effort to dedicate that time to reviewing notes, videos, and other related sources. Pick times during the week to try out your studying. You can try studying in the morning on one day, the afternoon on another day, and in the evening if that works best for you. When there are no distractions at the end of the night, once you've decided which time works best for you, try to stick with that time of day every day for at least 3 days a week to get in the habit of studying constantly. You might wind up rearranging your routine due to extracurricular activities, time with friends, and other commitments. But be sure to prioritize your studies and get them done in one way or another.
The Student Study Tip of the Week is presented by the San Juan College Native American Center and KSJE. Did you enjoy that podcast? We hope that you did. And if you did, share it with your friends. And if you really want to keep podcasts like this coming, please support KSJE. You can do it easily online at ksje.com.